Before we get started, Iron Fist will be receiving some changes in Season 2 buffs for the most part, and videos take me about 4 to 5 days a week to do, because I put a lot of time into them. So this video was made after hearing about the changes. But the best part about this one is nothing about these buffs changes how you play Iron Fist, which is what this guide is about. And the changes just make him better. So, in post-production, after I talk about the ability, I do have a small section on how the buff plays into it, how it enhances the playstyle. It's not a big deal. But Iron Fist did get better, so thank you for watching and hope you enjoy it. Iron Fist is a very, very fun hero. He's a bit intimidating to play and learn. You're gonna need to put in some time with him, but he's a hero that if you know what you're doing, you can frustrate and dominate the enemy team, and if you don't know what you're doing, he's gonna feel weak. He's gonna feel like a throw pick. So that changes today. I'm gonna simplify Iron Fist for you so you know what to look for, and how to approach engagements with him. And when you think dive, you think Spider-Man, Magic, Black Panther, you don't really think about or see Iron Fist. He is hard to play. Hard to master, but Iron Fist could do things that the other dives can't do, or they can't do as well. So what I want to start with before we get into his abilities, combos, playstyle. You need to be very disciplined with Iron Fist. Like, let's get that right, let's get it out of the way. The number one reason people do poorly with him is greed. He has every tool that he needs to engage and disengage, to get kills, to go on streaks, but you need to know when and how to use these tools. Once you have those down, you need to be disciplined with them. Know the limitations, and you can exploit your enemies. So let's start with a non-lethal ability. We're going to build and build as we go. With Crane Leap, it's your space, controller it's A. Perform up to 3 consecutive jumps while airborne. It's movement, evasiveness. You have 3 charges. It consumes a charge. There's a 1-second recharge time, but note here, the charges don't start to recharge until your feet are on the ground. Once your feet's on the ground, you can start getting your charges right back. With Wall Runner, run horizontally along the walls, and in the settings I have mine to hold the climb, meaning whenever I'm close to a wall, hold the jump button, hold space A, so jump to a wall, hold, and start going. Your speed goes from as base 6 meters a second to 9 meters a second, so you move 50% faster while you're running on the walls, which is massive. This is why we're starting here, because this is your number one, no debate, number one tool for the element of surprise, especially as you start off playing Iron Fist or want to get better with him. You need to have a the floor is lava mentality. Like, remember that as a kid? Your playstyle is based off of this, especially in the beginning. Be on the walls. You can go left and right, wall run up. You can stay in a spot by jumping off and going back on. Just stay in the air. You're going to use it to get to places. You're going to use it to start fights, to get away from fights. You're going to use it during fights. Be running on the walls, be up in the air. It makes everything easier. Your overall lethality starts here, that element of surprise. Spider-Man does it from a web sling in. Black Panther, they're just 3 peeking behind a wall. They wait till you're not paying attention. They throw the javelin, dash, and do their thing. Iron Fist, on the other hand, is constantly above the battlefield, and that's where you want to be, looking to dive on your next target. Harmony Recovery, cross legs and channel chi, slowly gaining bonus health. Iron Fist got buffed not too long ago to 300 total health, and you used this differently back then. And I'm only going to be focusing on the here and now for this guide. It has a cooldown of 12 seconds. You press the button, he goes into the channel chi position for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, he gets healed 100 health per second, and extra health over the 300 is converted to bonus health. You can only carry a max of 150 bonus health after doing this, meaning you get a total of 450 from this. Then the bonus health starts decaying very fast. Once you exit that recovery, it takes about 6 seconds for you to lose that extra 150 bonus health from the decay, but that's okay. It's extremely useful. Before every engagement, when you have this cooldown, you want to get that bonus health. Sometimes you have to play a little bit slow, 12 seconds at a time with Iron Fist. And that's even if you have to go a distance after you do this recovery. Like if it takes 3 seconds to get to your target, that's okay, because that bonus health helps you A, get to the target. Maybe you're taking damage from a Namor squid, or you're getting poked as you're going in for the dive. 2, once you reach your target, that bonus health can help absorb some of their first reactionary shots. And 3, it's overall survivability for the combos that you need to play out. You could be peeking behind a wall with an enemy around the corner, fill up that HP, go into the recovery before going in. But especially from the air, as you're wall running, or wall running in place above doorways. When you're ready to go, hit this state. Get that bonus health, go for your dive. And it works out really well because you're getting extra health from other parts of the kit that we're going to go over. And by the time that you need it back, about 12 seconds have gone by and you can refill. And that's what's really nice. You're not a health pack goblin like Panther or Spider-Man. You don't need to be. Of course, if you don't have the cooldown, you're going to find them and use them. But most of the time, after you get away, you get safe, wait a couple seconds, use this ability and heal yourself. And I love that about Iron Fist. He's very self-sufficient like that. Can heal himself while he's deep in the enemy backline. So use this early, use it often, and you're starting to see the play loop take shape. You're going to be in the air, or in general, just be hidden one way or another, be sneaky, because you're planning your dive to have a favorable outcome for you and your team. This is one of the changes. Instead of 150 bonus health, you get 100 bonus health. So 400 total instead of 450. But it decays slower. You lose 15 health a second instead of 25. So in the end, it kind of averages out. Because by the time you get to battle right now, with the decay time, you're going to have about 350, 375 or so. And that's what's going to happen again. But in the end, bonus health is bonus health. Most of the time, you're going to have 350 plus for the first engagement. And regardless, you're going to be doing this just how you're doing it now. Before fights and to recover. You use it the same exact way, nothing changes. The next 4 abilities all kind of go together. First, his main primary attack, Jeet Kune, which we're going to call his primary punches. Strike the targeted enemy with Jeet Kune, reducing the cooldown of block and strike with every hit. This has a maximum pull distance of 6 meters, so when you see that little circle on the enemy, once you hit the melee button, it's going to pull you right in. A black hole, a vacuum. The actual strike distance is 3 meters, so the pull gets you to 3 meters and in. So you're either going to be meleeing 3 meters and in, or if you're up to 6 meters, it will pull you into 3 meters. In the nerdy part, there's a little bit of delay between each strike, and the first 4 strikes deal 30 damage, and the 5th strike deals 50 with a knockback mechanic. The full melee combo is 170 damage. The first 4 strikes have 3 intervals between them of 0.45 seconds, and since the first strike happens at 0 seconds, and the last strike has a 0.67 interval after the 4th strike, the total duration of this combo from the 1st to 5th strike is 2.02 seconds, and that's not bad for 170 damage. And it takes the same time from the air, he just uses kicks instead. So you can be moving around, jumping, it has that pull mechanic, and for every hit that you land, you reduce the dragon's defense cooldown of 1.5 seconds. More on that in a moment, I'm going to come back to it. The next 2 attacks are back-to-back, Dragon's Defense and the Flurry Punches. Dragon's Defense is by far Iron Fist's most important ability. Get very comfortable with it. You go into a defensive stance. After that, you have Flurry Punches. And we'll talk about these punches in a moment, but first the block, the Dragon's Defense. This is your right click, on controller it's your left trigger. This block can block anything, even ultimates like this Iron Man Maximum Pulse, Magneto's ult, the first section of a Psylocke or Spider-Man ult. And depending on how much damage you blocked, it's converted to health with a maximum of 200 bonus health. So just this. You hit right click, you blocked all incoming damage, you get potentially 200 bonus health. Not only that, for about 4 seconds after this block, you get 30% damage reduction. Very strong. With a 30% damage reduction, you get to his Flurry Punches. Now, this block has a cooldown of 15 seconds, but remember, every hit with that primary punch reduces Dragon's defense by 1.5 seconds. And how it works out, once you use the block, the Flurry Punches take 5 seconds to fully go out, meaning the true cooldown is actually 10 seconds. 4 to 5 melees that happen really quick, you can get the block right back. It's a fast cooldown if you're landing your primary melee. And this block Flurry Punch is also really good at taking out penny nests. You can find the nest, stand in front of it, wait a split second, that way the spiders can track to you, block, you absorb all the spider's damage, you gain health, and you punch down the nest. I've done it a ton of times. And what's cool is Iron Fist is a dive that can deal with Penny, so remember that. You're going to utilize it. But moving on. After that block, you're in Flurry Punch mode. You're committed to it. The Flurry Punches go on for 5 seconds, just over and over. The attack speed is 7 strikes a second. Very fast. 35 total strikes can go down in this flurry. And opposed to the regular punches, these have a massive pull distance of 11 meters. It's a vacuum. It gets you to that 3-meter attack range. Now, once you're here with these Flurry Punches, you want to stay here. You want to be right in their face, because what happens, if you're close to them 3 meters and in, he's going to punch over and over and over until the timer's done with. But if you go outside of that, he has to dash in. If you have to keep dashing in, you're losing damage per second. There's going to be that little pause, he punches, then a pause, punch, so chase them, be close to them. Now, this is also going to be used as a main movement tool. When you're in this flurry mode, if you look up, just straight up, you become the Fistacopter. You can move through the air and get to places. And this is actually really effective versus flyers, if need be. Like, sometimes if I see them get cocky, I find out where they are, I hold block. Technically, I wasted my block, but I'm using it to get these punches. I look up and I am on my way. Flurry up on them and beat them down. It's hilarious. But again, your 2 main uses for these punches are going to be damage and a getaway. I'm going to talk about the getaway in the playstyle section, the combo section. But let's talk about damage and the use case for this damage. Like Wolverine, it is health percentage based. Each punch deals 10 base damage plus 1.7% of the enemy's max health per strike, meaning, let's take Doctor Strange. He has 600 health, it's 10 damage, you count on the 1.7% of 600, that means that each strike deals 20.2 damage. 7 strikes a second, 141 damage a second. Really good. And this is just Doctor Strange. I mean, Groot's going to be a higher number. And also remember, it is max health. So say they get bonus health, like how Iron Fist does. Or let's say Groot's wall gives them even more health. Like that goes into effect. It will do even more. But this is all opposed to, let's say, a 275 health point hero. It's going to deal 14.67 per strike, 102.7 damage a second, which is still pretty good. You're going to be using this flurry on all enemies, but there is a special use case against vanguards, as I showed you with Doctor Strange. Iron Fist has the unique ability to be a tank buster. He's very good versus them. Penny, Groot, Thor, you name it. And how it works out, they're going to be in melee range too. They're all pretty much melee characters, except for Penny, but you're still going to be close to her. So within this range, you're going to have your block. You block some damage. You get some bonus health, and you start punching. And you're going to be doing this at times. You're going to be dipping into the front line to help with bashing the enemy tank. Not your first choice, but it does come up a lot. And this is something that Iron Fist has over the other dive characters, this utility, so use it. It's very beneficial. You won't believe how fast they go down if your Thor is already beating them down and you get in there. It's a very good use case. And we're going to tie all this up later on in the video, but there's still one more main attack. Post-production, this is the second ability getting buffed. They lowered the fixed damage of the Flurry Punch from 10 to 9, but increased the percentage damage of an enemy's health per hit from 1.7 to 2.1%. So before, when we take that 600 health Strange, each punch, each strike dealt 20.2 damage and 141.4 damage a second. With these updated numbers, each strike's going to deal 21.6 and 151.2 per second. So it's a buff. However, a lower health target, 275 health. Before, it dealt 14.67 per strike and 102.725 per second. Now, with 9 base damage plus a 2.1, it deals 14.775 per strike and 103.425 damage per second. As you can see, this is a direct buff to tank busting. It's a great one, more lethal versus tanks, so that's what this change is doing. It makes them better. Kune kick. Dash forward, delivering a flying kick when hitting an enemy or reaching full range, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Damage increases with lower enemy health. This is your shift, controller top left bumper. Has a cooldown of 12 seconds, a maximum dash distance of 12 meters, and there's 2 damage numbers that go down. First, the initial flying knee, it deals 30 damage, then he spins with the kick. The final spinning kick will deal 35 to 70 damage. The high end, maximum 70 damage, is achieved when the target is 50% health or lower. This means it's a great finisher. It's a 100 damage ability when the enemy is 50% health or less, or it's a 65 damage ability if they're not below half health. And it could do some in-between damage. But this is used the same way as the Flurry Punches. It's for damage, but also as a getaway. You're using it for one or the other, and I'll talk about that in the combo section. Final edit, this is the final change. They have decreased the cooldown of the kick from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. An obvious buff, and a smart buff at that, because it's going to make the kick and the Dragon's defense cooldown pretty much match. Remember, the Dragon's defense, after you use it, it's got a 15-second cooldown, but you're locked into punches for 5 of those seconds. So when you get out of it, it's a 10-second cooldown. And you can more freely maybe start with the kick, do a couple combos, do the Dragon's defense, Flurry Punches, and be very, very close to another kick. It's a great change, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm going to talk about these kicks and Flurry Punch combos in the strategy and combo sections. His passive is Chi Absorption. Assist in taking down enemies allow him to absorb their Chi and gain bonus health. So every time you down someone, you get 50 bonus health. Every time you help out, get an assist, you get 50 bonus health. Like right here, I punch the bot, go onto another enemy, my ally bot downs them, so I get the assist. I get 50 health, and I downed the bot I'm looking at, also get 50 health. And this health decays just like the other bonus health that you get. But you can see how he can start rolling. You have the recovery before the fight, starting off at 450. Get down in there. You have the block that's going to take away damage. After that, you get a max of 200 health. As you duel, take down enemies, you get 50 health back. He could be a monster. So you're going to have your main target, one that you're trying to dive. Most of the time a strategist. But in the chaos, maybe punch a couple other enemies outside of that main target because you're just passing through. But if an ally downs one of those ones that you randomly punched, you could potentially get 50 health from that. His team up is Dragon's Chill. He's the anchor, and he's a highlighted anchor this season, meaning it's just up, but that's going away soon. But he gives Luna Snow a very powerful anti-dive ability, the Frozen Chi. I love it. I talk about it a little bit more in depth in the Luna Guide. Your Q is your ultimate. On controllers, both sticks clicked in. Living Chi, become Living Chi to boost his speed, damage, and attack range, delivering stronger punches while reducing the cooldown of Dragon's defense. This makes your block cooldown every 3 seconds. It's a 12-second ultimate, and every 3 seconds is very important. Well, in this ultimate, you're in the Flurry Punch mode. The punches, the kick bonus range is 100%, or 2 times what they were. You get a 20% movement boost and a 30% damage boost. So again, this is really, really good on tanks, and it's good on squishies too. You're doing a lot of damage. And the usage is the same. You're going to set up for it, do your dive, but remember, if you block, it's going to come back in 3 seconds. And this is really nice because it's one of the main ways you're going to get health back while in your ultimate. You can clear out small squads. You're going to focus on healers first, or you're going to focus on a problematic DPS. But another important tip, you're using this block to regain health as you keep going with your super. You get it down, get 50 health, you keep going. But on this 12-second cooldown, when it's about to end, specifically at 3 seconds, the tone of the ultimate changes. Listen. That means you have 3 seconds. Well, if you use your block, you're gonna have a second or so of your ultimate, but it's still using the 3-second timer, meaning that shortly after you get done with the ultimate, you can block again. And that block, remember, can give you up to 200 bonus HP. So say towards the end of your ultimate, you're taking a lot of damage, you block, get that 200, it ends, and shortly right after, you can block again. Try to get another 200 back. It's a good ultimate, and you use it the same way we're getting ready to talk about these combos. All of it's kind of planned out. You're doing the same thing as these combos, but with a lot more damage. There's 2 main combos for Iron Fist, and you think of him as a legitimate brawler, like you're playing Mortal Kombat. It is moment-to-moment decision-making like you're in a fight with someone. Your first combo involves the kick. All that you're looking at is the health bar, because remember how that kick deals more damage to enemies that have 50% or less health? All you do is that when you dive them, most of the time you're going to have the element of surprise. You're going to get some hits in, you're going to be moving around them, jumping, getting hits. You're looking at that health bar, and once it gets to 50% or less, or around that area, you fire the kick. That way it's doing the max 100 damage, if not at least 80 or 90, because they're close to halfway. The kick sometimes will just flat out finish them, or you're going to need a punch after that. And no matter what happens, remember, if you kick them away or they move, you have 6 meters. Vacuum right to them, 1 punch. And it doesn't matter how many primary punches that it takes. It's usually 4 to 5, but once you dive on them, again, you're going to get a couple hits for free, that element of surprise, get a couple more hits, watch the health bar, when it gets halfway, fire it. And this is best used on just any DPS. Moon Knight, Punisher, even Strategist. And since you use the kick, your out is going to be the Flurry Punches. Or say you didn't get the kill, I'm going to talk about it in the Playstyle section. Show some examples. You didn't get the kill, or maybe you're taking a lot of heat, you need to get out of there. You will block, look up, and flurry away. That can, it does, it will happen. The second combo is the same exact thing, but instead of the kick, you're using the block and flurry. And you're going to use this one a ton. Why? Because usually when you dive a Luna, as an example, you get that element of surprise, you get a couple free hits, but she's going to react. And when she reacts, what's the first thing she's going to do? Everybody together. Yes, you're right. She's going to try to freeze you. So you're looking at her and you're waiting for her reaction so you can block it. Once you block it, your main threat is gone. You've gained a little bit of bonus health, you have 30% damage reduction, and you flurry punch her down. You're paying attention to the health bar a little bit, but you're mostly paying attention to their main ability that's going to hurt you the most. That could be a Bucky Hook, a Luna Freeze, a Mantis Sleep. It goes on. And since you use your block, that cooldown's gone. You still need to get out. So all you're going to do is 180 and kick away right back to your team. It is one or the other. This is similar to Captain America, because with Captain America, you're either doing a diving strike in and a shield dash out, or you're doing a shield dash in and a diving strike out. One or the other. Now, very rarely do you want to use both with Captain America, but with Iron Fist, sometimes it's okay if you are 100% going to confirm the kill. Like, you need a strategist down, or you know a Hela is about to ult, you need to make sure they can't get that off. I think that's fine. But both of these combos are founded on what we started the video with. You're in the air, you're wall running, you're a shadow, you're sneaky, using the element of surprise. When you dive on them, when you're going after these combos, you're over 300 health because you used your recovery beforehand. When you get there, if they really don't notice you, you can just do the kick combo and end them. If not, you do have the block, disrupt damage, you're gonna get extra health, you're gonna get 30% damage reduction. And that block when you use a little bit more than the kick, because again, it could be a Punisher shotgun. You're trading that block for damage resist and health and shutting down their anti-dive ability. It's all moment-to-moment situation dependent. And when it goes poorly, you need to get out. That's where the greed comes in. Chasing kills, you think you can get them down, don't do it. So my suggestion is to simulate both of these. Go to the practice range, get up high, dive down on them, to the side, behind them, get a couple punches in, watch her health. When it gets about halfway, do the kick, and the follow-up punch if needed. After you down her and secure that kill, block and punch away back to your team. And this is just training you that this is your out. When you're in the enemy backline, you need to get in and out. And of course, sometimes there's not going to be anybody around. You don't need to do that. But when you do the kick combo, block at some point and get away. Look up in the air and flurry punch away. Then do the opposite. Do the flurry combo. Get the free hits in, block on where you think they would react, flurry them down, you take them out. This time, you do a 180, turn right around, up in the air and kick away. This is your getaway. These are your two main combos. And again, which combo you use is strictly dependent on your target. If you're diving a tank, you're getting close, you're getting hits on them, you're blocking whatever they try to do, and you're flurrying them. You're doing the flurry punches. And if things get hairy, your out is going to be the kick. You're going to turn right back around, look up in the air, kick away. But this goes for any hero. Like, say you know that they can stun you, you're not sure if they have their ability, you suspect that they do have a stun though. Again, those Luna, Mantis, things like that. I found it best just to commit to the block and flurry combo, because I'm telling you, once they realize that you're there, once they locate you and they turn around, they're gonna throw it. So have the block ready, get them down, and dash away. Or like I said, 100% they need to go down, you need to secure it, throw the kick too. But otherwise, if it's like a Moon Knight, you're coming right behind them, just tear them up. 4 or 5 punches, do the kick combo. But try those things in the practice range, get a feel for them. Now for the playstyle. And I've kind of gone over bits and pieces of it, but we're going to put it all together. At the core, Iron Fist is a dive character. He's a pest, he's a nuisance. He plans to capitalize on out-of-position enemies. He wants to disrupt. And if you do it all correctly, he is an assassin. He's very hard to deal with. And you've seen a ton of clips of getting kills, and that's how it goes sometimes. But other times, I want to show you what I mean by greed, playing moment to moment with Iron Fist, of what that entails. Right here, I get into their back line. I see an Atom, I'd go for their DPS, because I know what the Atom's going to do. I know she's a duelist, Black Widow, so I'm going to delete her as soon as possible. I do the kick combo. After I do that, I immediately focus to the Atom, and I know what he's going to do, and he does it. It's either going to be a lifestream heal or a soul bond. But after I got that kill on Widow, I block. Now, what I'm really doing right here is starting my exit plan, my getaway. I block, try to take some damage so I get some health, get a couple smacks on him. I'm not trying to kill him. And a lot of people try to, they get committed. Don't, I'm telling you. But after those couple punches, I do a 180, I look into the sky, I get back to health and safety. I'm up in this area, and I start the recovery, but I wouldn't have killed Atom there. Instead, always had the entry, always had the exit. So after I restore my health, I'm getting ready to go back into the back line, but I see a Venom push the front line. So I dive in to help. Now, the most damage I can do is with the flurry punches. That means my getaway is the kick. I'm trying to block damage from the Venom so I get extra health. He just runs away. I get no health. My entire team's here, so I'm comfortable dueling, but I get caught by the penny. I start taking damage, so I'm still in flurry mode, so I look up, flurry punch, back to my little hideaway. I'm back in safety, and I heal myself. I didn't chase anything. It just didn't go as planned. It didn't go well. And so far, 1 for 2 on the dives. But I get into their backline again with the same plan. I have the bonus health. I start on an enemy, but I notice that there's a penny nest. Well, I haven't used the kick or the block yet, so to help me and my team, I focus on the penny nest. I wait for the spiders to come, I hold block, absorb the spiders, take it out. It's a wasted but wasted dive. But since I use my block, the kick is my exit, so I kick back towards my team. We have an ult up, so I turn back around, do some punches to get ult charge. But as this fight keeps going on, I get into their backline one last time, more ults, there's soul bonds. It was just like a team loss right there. But in all those scenarios, decisions were made. And if they went the other way, I would have been sent back to spawn. But that's how it goes with Iron Fist. It's moment to moment like that. Opposed to like right here, I get some bonus health. I dive into mid. It's the first fight of the match. I'm going right for the Groot. I block beforehand, that way I'm already on my punches when I get there. And if it goes bad, I can turn around and kick out. Well, it goes well. I down the Groot. And I end up having 2 healers in front of me. Now, I still have the option to kick away. Like, I can turn back and kick away. But I press them. I press them through the soul bond, paying attention to my health, their health, and once I see one of them get halfway, there it is. I send the kick. I get a down. And right here, I accidentally hit recover. Don't ever do this. I meant to block. Don't ever recover mid-battle. That was a misclick. But I do end up getting the block off, and I block damage, I get health back, finish off the Atom. Then a Star-Lord comes by, I chase him down. But that's how it goes moment to moment. In that scenario, I had 2 healers. If they were both really low health, I would have used all my cooldowns to take them out. It just so happened that I didn't need to. And real quick on the Star-Lord, he will make you miss your flying kicks with his barrel roll, so try to time it. But when you flow like that with Iron Fist, and I'll go back to the very first clip of the guide, like look at Iron Fist's health. The health is up, taking damage, get some downs, get some blocks, health goes up, goes down, goes up, 50 health here and there. It's just really, really cool and a lot of fun. And that's just some examples of how his kit kind of flows. But Again, it is moment-to-moment gameplay, and ideally where you're going to start is be behind the enemy line or above them. You're going to sneak up on them from the side. The only time they're going to know you there is after they get punched. Your first targets are strategists and problematic DPS, and anyone out of position, you're going to do your dive. It's going to be 1 of 2 combos, and there's a ton of times you're going to want to chase it. Just don't, I'm telling you. It's very black and white. Your dive is either going to work or it is not going to work. And if it doesn't, remember, you're still stopping them from healing the time that they spent on you. You can come back and try again. If it doesn't go well, use your out. If you use the block, that means the kick. If you use the kick, that means the block. Then you flurry away. Whatever entry you choose is the opposite for the exit. It's worth mentioning, he's also really good at peeling. Another Iron Fist is on your strategist or a Black Panther. You can block some attacks, help fight them off. He's also really good at staggering because you can be above the map and wall run, get to places quickly. Say you are an ally down to strategist and they're going back to spawn, or a problematic DPS, you can make your way back to their spawn area, wait for them, and you're going to force them to 1v1 you. Just over and over, every time. Keep them at spawn. Like, strategists will call for help if you stop them a couple times. I mean, that's something to do. But he's a super fun character, hard to play at first, but remember, you have to be disciplined. And to start that, when you first start playing Iron Fist and getting used to his kit, try those things in the practice range, but your first couple of engagements, do that flow no matter what. If you go in and block Flurry, if the engagement's going bad, kick out, or after you secure the kill, kick out, just to get used to it. It'll start becoming very natural and you'll stop chasing things. And I hope that this guide gave you what you need to have fun and have good games with the Iron Fist. He's such a blast to play. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Iron Fist down below. What are your thoughts on him? I don't see too many of them. I really love his Vanguard utility. It's something other dyes can't do. I'd love to hear your thoughts though. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.